Hi, Coach Jenny here, and I have a question for you. Do you ever feel that you sit down to get something done and suddenly hours have gone by, your energy is tanking, but you have barely moved the needle? Well, I know that feeling. And here's the thing, it's not just about productivity. When we don't have boundaries around our time, around our focus, it impacts our stress levels, our cravings, and I'm afraid to say it also impacts our blood sugars. So if you're trying to lower your A1c, prevent diabetes, this is something very important for you. Now, today, I am going to share why boundaries matter for your energy, for your blood sugar, even for your mood. And I will give you 3 practical tools that you can start using right away to protect your focus, lower your stress levels, and also feel more in control of your day. Because knowing what the day is and planning for it, it almost kind of like gets you centered and relaxed and avoids having that stress. Now, for me, and I'm going to share my story, I used to say yes to everything. I felt bad if I had to say no or decline, even if it was something social. It doesn't matter. Like, I just said yes to everything. And then I was crowding, like reading the emails, listening to all these messages, trying to work on projects at work, moving from place to place, right? Like buying presents, doing all these things that are social. Well, the result to all of that, it was constant interruptions, increased stress, and in the end of the day, I was drained. I was drained from running around trying to do all of these things that I had said yes to. And then I was reaching out to all of those sugary snacks and caffeinated drinks just so that I can push through. So you see the connection? Now, that's when I realized that, yes, to balance my blood sugar and lower my A1c, yes, I needed to work on better meals, but I also needed to establish better boundaries. Now, why boundaries matter? Here is why they're so powerful. When stress is high, your body creates cortisol. That stress hormones makes you blood sugar less stable, and over time it keeps you stuck in a cycle of cravings, fatigue, and burnout. Now, when you create a structure and you protect that focus and that energy, your stress is going to be lower. You're going to feel more in control. Your energy is going to last longer. And guess what? Your blood sugar is going to do better. Now, you may be asking, okay, Jenny, like I have all of these things going on. How can I actually create these workday boundaries? And I'm going to say that you could even pass that into the weekend. You don't have to say yes to every invitation, every social event. You can create boundaries. Now, the first tip that I have for you is to create these deep work cycles. And you can do it in 2 different ways. And you can test which cycle works best for you. There is like that 50-10 rule, meaning you pick one thing that you're going to do and focus on that for 50 minutes, and then you rest for 10 minutes. Remember, 50 minutes of focused work followed by a 10-minute break. Now, you have a variation. If you feel that you can still keep your focus for 90 minutes, you can do the 90-minute deep work and then increase that recharge time to 20 minutes. I do that quite a lot now that I'm a business owner, and it's so easy for you to get into the rabbit hole and not even refocus. Now, these are great and it will help you get your work done, but also will give your brain and your body a reset, which actually helps keeps your blood sugar stable instead of just pushing through the stress and having back-to-back meetings and never getting that short period of time to reset. Now, the second method, don't laugh, it's called the post-it method. And what is that? Each morning, I write down my top 3 priorities for the day and I put it on a post-it note. Those are my main goals. That's it. It keeps me from trying to juggle 20 things at once, and it creates a clear boundary of what actually matters today. There are a lot of other tips, and I can share about that. Eat That Frog, that is a great book for you to evaluate different things. But I typically actually practice looking at my day the day before, and I plan that. So I already know those 3 major things. Now, the third boundary is creating boundary scripts. What do I mean? Having pre-thought answers to decline. Now, and I'll give you a few examples and you can create your own. I don't have capacity this week. Can we revisit for next week? Or I have already committed to something today. Can we reschedule that for tomorrow? Another way is to actually bring up another option, right? Like look at your days, look at your calendar and bring another option. Because remember, boundaries are not just about productivity, right? Like it's not just about that. You are also protecting your focus, your energy, you're lowering your stress, and you're also keeping in control, keeping in check those cravings and your blood sugar. So just to summarize, here are some of the takeaways. Boundaries reduce stress. And when you have lower levels of stress, it is easier to balance your blood sugar. Obviously, nutrition is important, but it's important also to balance stress. Deep work cycles. They help you stay focused and not waste time on things that don't move the needle. Do the post-it note method so that you prioritize what is important for that day and you can protect your time without guilt because you had already set up that goal. Now, here's my challenge for you this week. Try one of these tools. Maybe it's a 50-10 rule, right? Maybe you're just going to exercise actually having those 3 major things that you want to do in the day and see how that shifts your energy. I will even add a third option. Look at your calendar. If there is a lot of social events and maybe you can say no to some of them, do that. Prioritizing self-care and restoration is important. Now, please share in the comments which one you are going to try, or maybe which one you have tried or you already incorporated. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more weekly strategies, not just to boost your energy or balance your blood sugar, but also curb those cravings and impact your overall health in an amazing way. Have a great week, and I will see you over here next week. Bye.